Episode 50, dude.
Damn.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again. Episode 50 of At Face Value. I'm Brian.
Yeah, I'm Lucas.
I'm Will.
Super pumped to have you back. A lot of excitement going on this week. Some championships going on. A few of them, actually. So we'll get into all those. We'll get into some other breaking news around the league and all that different stuff. But as we've been doing, we'll start with our hugs and hikes. So, Lucas, you want to start with a hug or a hike this week?
We'll do the hug.
All right. Give a hug, dude.
Just talking about championships, LSU won the national championship today in college baseball. My hug is going to go to Michael Braswell. He's LSU's third baseman. I think during the whole postseason run, he hit .5. Literally .5. But defensively at third base, he made all the plays. Some very, very tough plays, which, again, solid defense at the hot corner works out very well. And then he got a base hit today. So his only one, I think, in Omaha, which is kind of crazy.
There you go.
He was getting a standing ovation from the fans, too. It's cool to see. I don't know. It's just crazy. Last year, I think he hit .311 on the season. And this year, I think he hit like a .180 all year and had a rough stretch. But hung in there, played solid D, and was honestly pivotal for us winning the national title. So, Michael Braswell, big hug.
Was that what you beforehand? You foreshadow replicate your game after him or what?
Yeah, yeah, solid D, baby. No, but dude, it was crazy. Like you could tell he was just struggling. Like he wasn't seeing pitches. He was pressing at the plate.
Yeah.
And then I think it was last night he hit a ball down the line. It was hit pretty hard and it just got caught. But today he finally got a hit. And
you got to give guys like that props too. Whenever you are struggling at the plate, a lot of times that translates to the field. So him staying consistent out there, at least.
Absolutely. Last night, I mean, LSU won 1-0 on the back of Cade Anderson, but Coastal laid down a beautiful bunt. He was pretty much at the dirt of where the batter's boxes are, where he made the throw, and on the run, just a beautiful play. And then a few other plays where he was ranging to his left and his glove side, and it was easy base hit in that hole, and just snared it and made the throws. Yeah, he did very well.
Makes a difference in those big games for sure.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, that's what it is defense and playing sound baseball, and that's what LSU did.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Because they really weren't hitting the cover off the ball, especially yesterday, and they hit pretty well today, but still, if you can stay sound and play good defense and good pitching, that usually plays well.
Give yourself a chance.
That's right.
Congrats to your Tigers, dude.
Thanks, man. Number 8. Some pretty crazy stats, by the way, with LSU baseball. We might get into it a little bit if we want to kind of cover the...
Yeah, we can get into it.
Yeah.
For sure. Will?
Mine, another week. I'm kind of turning these into actually just trying to give guys hugs. Whenever something happens, I just feel bad. This is what my hugs have been turning into. So mine's going to Arkansas's left fielder, Davlin. Is that his name?
Dude.
Just, a tough play, frozen rope, liner, hard to get a read on it. I think the poor guy took 10 steps but never moved. He just danced around and then just fell.
Yeah.
Of course, took the shot off the right shoulder, didn't make the catch, and led to LSU winning to make the championship series. But tough miss in that spot, and Arkansas was on the ropes they've had just some rough run of luck in Omaha recently, and that poor kid had to wear that one, and you could see it after the game. He was pretty distraught, so
it's brutal.
Just give him a big old hug.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to that program, it's just...
Yeah.
You're just bound to lose.
You're going to have a great season, but it's not going to end with any ring.
Yeah.
Something's going to go wrong.
Something's going to go awry in the most ridiculous, crazy way possible.
Yeah, it's unreal how unlucky they are.
That is crazy. They have to have one of the most successful runs without winning it.
I was telling Lucas on the way over here, I would argue LSU definitely, but in the last 10, 15 years, Arkansas's up there as one of the top programs in the country, but just can never break through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to mindset, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
You get in the city of Omaha, Nebraska, just you see those cornfields. And
It was it was because their shot numbers were low, dude.
yeah.
Their Jello shot numbers.
You gotta pump up the numbers if you really want
They
to.
weren't
I mean-
getting Rocco's a no.
It's worked out for LSU the last 2 times.
Apparently, dude. Numbers don't lie.
That's right.
My hug, I was going to give a hug to actually the Houston Rockets general manager, Raphael Stone. I actually didn't know who that was. I had to look up who the general manager is, but got Kevin Durant in a big trade this week. And actually, for a reasonable trade, I thought as well. And Will might have a different opinion, but as he's been reflecting throughout the day. But I thought, all things given, I mean, they're in that, okay, we have the talent, we got to win now, but also let's try to find that piece that's going to take us to the next step. So, I mean, I thought, all things considered, I mean, we've kind of talked about it, but when you really look at it, I mean, second-round picks in the NBA are kind of almost like a write-off.
Yeah.
So giving up 5 second-round picks isn't necessarily something where you're, selling the bag. So, I mean, I thought all things, and we'll get into it more later, but I mean, I thought it was good. So, give him a hug. So, what about your hike? What's your hike?
I'm going to tell the Achilles tendon to take a hike.
Oh yeah, dude, brutal.
Halliburton today went down, obviously earlier in the NBA playoffs. Jason Tatum, Achilles rupture. Kobe, rest in peace. Achilles tendon, right? So it just seems to be happening more often nowadays. Again, we were kind of talking about it, like why is the incidence so much higher? It's hard to say, really. Like load management, right? And you think about it now, dudes are jumping higher than they ever have, faster than they've ever been. Maybe it's just like catching up, like things are just like the body might not be able to take that much stress, and obviously all these athletes are training and doing all this stuff in the off season and getting bigger, faster, stronger. Maybe the tendons just can't take that load anymore, but just be stronger, man. Achilles tendons can go take a hike.
Yeah, no, it's
It just
rough.
sucks.
It's rough.
Because it's a long process to get back to too. It's not like it's a quick thing, a few months out. You're talking about a year at least, especially at a high level like they have to play at, and the amount of games in a season.
Yeah, I mean, to legitimately get to 100%, I mean, looks like it's almost a year is what it
Yeah,
takes
oh, yeah.
just to be at 100%.
Yeah, it's tough.
The only one I remember coming back from sooner than that was when Terrell Suggs did it with the Ravens. He came back after like 6 months. But
Yeah, but he's built different.
that dude was
That dude's just a tank.
he's from Ball So Hard University, so
But also obviously playing football, there's a lot of stress on those tendons and ligaments and stuff too. But think about basketball, how much you're jumping over and over and over.
There's also like the height of these guys and
That
the
too.
size and everything.
Absolutely.
Because like Cam Akers did it for the Rams a couple years ago. I think he came back in like 4 months.
yeah,
Like he came back in the same season.
wow.
So those guys can come back. He's also like 5'9", and
Yeah.
it's different. It's different kind of
for sure.
torque on the muscle, but
But there's also different procedures nowadays too, right? You have your traditional repair it and go, but I've worked with patients where it's non-operative, where they if the Achilles doesn't retract too high up into the calf, they'll literally just put him in a boot with some wedges on the heel, and just take some of the wedges out every week, and the Achilles will just find its way back, so they don't have to do an operation on it, which sometimes can be a little bit quicker because you don't have to go through the post-op process. But
Right.
if it's bad enough, then yeah, they'll go and repair it. But it's pretty interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Take a hike for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Get out of here.
Well,
sticking on the baseball side of things, Los Angeles Angels player Zach Neto can take a hike for absolutely losing his mind when he got hit by Hunter Brown. When he's standing over the plate, it's just a backup pitch. It got a little inside, but it definitely wasn't throwing at him. I knew he got hit in the hand, and things get a little hairy about that. But for him to just go berserk on Hunter Brown, and to have the benches clear was ridiculous. I loved Hunter's reaction though.
Oh yeah.
Some words we can't say on here, but he was not having it. He's basically telling him exactly that. Like, I'm not throwing at you. Get off the plate. But
Dude, Hunter wanted all of that smoke.
he did. He was ready to destroy.
He wanted
that
to
guy.
throw down.
Yeah.
And not just like the baseball scrums where they just push a little bit. He wanted to throw
Oh
hands.
yeah.
And he was ready to go.
That's why I saw a quote from Dusty Baker 2 years ago when they went to Yankee Stadium. And
Yes.
they were like, you try to give him a pep talk, and he was like, I don't. He's like, he's from Detroit. He goes, I don't know no punks from Detroit.
Yeah.
So
That's right. Yeah, he was all about it, man. Which I would have loved that, like a real brawl.
Oh, dude.
It would have sucked to have to. I mean, they probably would have given Hunter Brown like a 5-game suspension, so he would have missed one start. But
Yeah.
Dumb, man.
he would have missed a start.
Yeah.
That's where MLB gets it wrong. Like, they think that's a bad image for the sport. Fans love it.
Yeah.
Look at hockey, man. Like,
That's what fans love. Just in general, humans love to watch other humans fight. We watch UFC,
yeah,
boxing.
the UFC is very popular.
Popular. Like, quit finding these guys and suspending them for 2 weeks because they got heated and threw some punches. You'll make way more money just letting them. No, I'm not saying fight every game, but like,
Absolutely.
I don't mean that, but like, man, if like a couple guys just throw down, do it like hockey. Just let them each get in a few swings, then we'll break them up and get back to the
Can you
game.
imagine that dude, like, just like hockey, like, all right, everybody else go to the bench. Umpires are just like, all right,
That
that's
would be
good.
sick.
I would love it. I would love it.
2 innings in the penalty box.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, you have to sit out for 2 innings, or just like if they fight, just miss the rest of the game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just miss
That's
the rest
fine.
of the game. Call it
Now,
a day.
I understand.
Maybe fine him like $10,000 or something,
Yeah.
just to say, hey, don't do that again.
But it's got to stay between like a few. You can't get the whole teams out there because then when you got 30 guys just swinging, that probably gets a little crazy. But
and can we stop the bullpen runs?
Yes, dude.
Can we please
just
stop?
about to say
Can we
that.
please stop? These guys are just sprinting in from center field,
And it's over by the time
already
they get there, like-
Exactly. It's like
the
please stop.
bullpen should just meet in center, have their own, and then just go right back
Yeah.
instead of having to your point, these poor guys having to sprint
Cracks me up, dude.
400 feet
The only time they sprint all season.
only to have just two guys holding each other
Yeah.
like this. Like, oh, what are we doing, man?
It's crazy.
I'd be the dude sitting in the bullpen and be like,
Gotta go run over there.
And then you got to walk back.
yeah. Oh, man.
But I mean, things are on edge sometimes. Like it's competition. It's like high level athletes that are there to win. Like, I mean, sometimes tensions boil over, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
And then the final hike, kind of took this from Lucas, but the umpire for the national championship today, he can go take a hike, dude. Like, you just kind of, we've talked about it in the past about these umpires, these high level games. There's already all this tension built in, and then just right off the bat, dude, first inning, and the umpire's already put his stamp on the game, ejects the manager, ejects the first base coach, like. It's just embarrassing, man. Like,
Agreed. Even though I'm on the opposing side, the umpires are trying to make the game about them.
yes.
Like, understand what's going on and what kind of a big game and series this is, right? Because if Coastal would have won today, he would have been out next game as well.
Yeah.
It was a 2-game suspension. So, like, use some common sense in some situations. Obviously, the umpire gave him a warning, and he still continued, which, again, as an adult, you should probably just chill out.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't so egregious that, like, you're like, we got to get this guy out of here. He's making a fool of everything.
Yeah.
Like, have some kind of common sense. And I feel like umpires, whenever they get their feelings hurt, they just make it about them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take criticism, even though, like, that's what the job is about. You're making an objective call on balls and strikes. Some people are going to get angry about it. It's part of the job.
Yep.
And I was going to say just umpires in general can take a hike, because over the course of the College World Series, these are the best of the best umpires, and especially there was one umpire from the SEC, I forgot his name. He was awful behind the plate. It was god awful.
Mm-hmm.
And he just so happened to be the guy yesterday whenever the Coastal's pitcher threw over to first. He was in the way of the ball when it got scooted over. It hit him in the
It
butt.
cost him a run.
Cost LSU a run. But, I mean, nothing he can do about that, but still, he can go take a hike for that. Because when that happened, LSU was going to get a base hit right after. I even called it. I was like,
Yep.
LSU's definitely going to get a base hit now because he's not on second base.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the strike zones super inconsistent for both teams throughout the College World
all
Series.
over the place.
And as a hitter, you want in baseball, obviously it's for people to watch it and get engaged in it. Offense is fun. Granted, yesterday the 1-0 game was intense, but casual fans want to see runs scored. Mm-hmm. And when there's an inconsistent zone, now the batter's guessing. The batter doesn't know where there's going to be a strike, so he's swinging at pitches that the umpire might be calling a strike, that's 2 inches outside. And so having a more consistent zone, again, this is where I'm a big proponent of the robo-umps. Like, let them be back there, let them make some calls, but have some guidance there. Like, have a green light, red light or something to help them out.
Well, and dude, did you see? Well, I mean, I'm sure you did, but like before Game 1, they showed the zone of the Coastal pitcher. It was like the number of pitches that he threw that were most likely balls that got called strikes.
Yeah.
And dude, it was a huge number of pitches that weren't even close to the zone.
And then, but Coastal gets mad because they're not giving him that call now.
Yeah.
And so, again, if it's more consistent, if there's a structured zone, there wouldn't be as much animosity. Like the coach today who got tossed, like, I'm pretty sure what happened was I watched his post-game interview, and he was saying that they gave the third base coach a warning for arguing balls and strikes. Mm-hmm. And the head coach wanted a clarification. And because LSU's fans are crazy, it was full of LSU people in there, he couldn't hear what the umpire said, so he went out and asked for a clarification, finally heard it, and then that's when he said, because you missed 3.
Yeah.
And then that warranted an ejection, I guess, which is stupid. And then the whole other thing ensued where one of the umpires, the first base umpire, came in to try to break it up. And he tripped over the other umpire's feet. And he said that the coach pushed him, which he didn't.
Just turned a complete clown show.
Yeah. And Sorrell, the head, or what's his name? I don't remember. I think it's Sorrell.
Yeah.
Is the head coach of Coastal.
Yeah.
In the post-game press conference, he said, he's like, I have no control of a grown man's athleticism because he tripped over the other guy's foot. Great quote, by the way. Like, unbelievable quote. But yeah, umpires, they got to figure it out. There's got to be a more consistency, especially in the biggest stages, like the College World Series.
And I have always noticed that in college,
It's
especially,
always, yeah.
like the zone has been so much bigger.
Way
which is
bigger.
Crazy.
It's always been bigger, and I'm okay with that if it's consistent.
Yeah, but when it's all over the place, that's when it becomes a problem.
And I've watched. I think I watched part of or all of every LSU baseball game this year, and there are times too when the zone is huge all game, and then they decide to squeeze.
Yep.
And you're just like, what? Why?
Yeah,
Why
where's this
now?
been the entire time, exactly.
Yeah. And it goes both ways for
Yeah.
LSU pitching and for the other team's pitching when LSU's hitting. It's just like, why are you squeezing this guy now?
Yep.
I don't know. But
Kind of crazy.
take a hike.
Umpires can take a hike.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, staying on baseball, we can just go through the College World Series.
Yep.
Some exciting games. I know there was probably people were a little bit nervous just because of who kind of made it. Like, I mean, I know, like I was saying yesterday at our buddy's house, like one of the biggest surprises for me was that North Carolina got knocked out by Arizona. 'Cause I thought North Carolina, I mean, they were looking like one of the best teams in the nation before. They lost
in the Supers. In the
yeah.
Supers, yeah.
Like
yeah.
not being at the College World Series. So
I mean, they won the first game like 18-0.
18-2, yeah, and
Or
then they'll lose the next 2 to get knocked out. So, and Arizona, they end up losing their 2 games. And, Murray State, they put what they could into it, but then
Good story.
but man, like then obviously
Gage
going out
Wood.
against a no hitter, Gage Wood, that was unbelievable, dude. Like I don't know if you watched that game or not, but
I didn't. I was at work.
man,
But
he was just pumping. Like the 9th inning, he's still throwing 98, 99. Like
I saw an interview because LSU played Arkansas for the semifinal to get to the championship series, and they did an interview with him, and he said on PitchCom like every single pitch coming in was fastball, middle.
Yeah.
Every single thing, fastball, middle. Because Murray State couldn't touch it.
Well, that's what I was saying is like Murray, like they were like golfing, like everything was under. It was under, like the whole time. And so, yeah, they were, I mean.
Well, they didn't put that many balls in play.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
had 19 Ks.
Yeah.
And
a grazed hit by pitch.
yeah,
to lose a
barely
perfect
clips
game.
his back foot. And that's what he said after the game. They asked him the emotions of the no-hitter. And the only thing he said is, I shouldn't have hit the guy. So, I mean, if he doesn't miss that one pitch, I mean, he's got a perfect game. And so.
And that's just the thing with Murray State and playing in those smaller conferences. You just don't see that type of pitching week in and week out. Like LSU played Arkansas earlier in the season in a 3-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Gage Wood was out of the game in the second inning and gave up like 7 runs.
Wow.
Like, because LSU sees that every week. That's normal.
Yeah.
You see Zach Root. You see the kid from A&M. You see Liam Doyle. Like, Hunter from the left side as a starter. It's like that's what they see every week, and that's why I thought LSU was a good matchup against Coastal, because LSU's pitching was a good matchup against that lineup.
Right.
Because they just don't see that as often. They have seen it throughout the College World Series and playoffs and
Not
things
as
like that.
frequently.
But in the summer, you're not seeing that every week.
No.
You're just not. And no offense to Auburn. Obviously, they went to Auburn and won the first 2 games. But Auburn's Friday night guy was a transfer from LSU who was a bullpen guy.
Right.
Like Sam Dutton
Became a starter.
Sam Dutton couldn't even like
Crack the
rotation at LSU.
Yeah.
That's why he entered the portal and went somewhere else and became the Friday night guy.
Right.
And his stuff is low 90s. But once you start getting that velo, Shea Shores came in at the end of the game today and was blowing 101 by these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't touch it.
Yeah, because they're not seeing that.
And anytime they do touch it, it's just a rollover onto the right side.
Right.
So
It's crazy.
It's just a good matchup for LSU. Will and I were kind of mentioning it.
You'll get there.
Yeah, mentioning it on the way over here. And this has been a conversation for years. Is once you get to Omaha, reseed.
Yeah.
Reseed it to have the top seed. Like, we deserved LSU, Arkansas in the championship series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been ideal.
For sure.
Imagine Cade Anderson versus Zach Root, and then Gage Wood versus Ianson. That would have been great.
Awesome.
And don't get me wrong, Coastal deserved to be, like, their pitching staff is legit.
Yeah.
Their pitching staff really is legit. Their lineup just is not. Their lineup is just not that great. I think they hit 62 homers all season.
Damn.
They hit 2 today.
A lot of hit batters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They get on, walk, and they produce runs like that, like small ball. I think somebody compared Coastal's the way they played to Augie's old teams whenever he was at Texas.
Yeah.
Get them on, get them over, get them in.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do. But I think they were 0 for 8 or 0 for 9 yesterday with runners in scoring position.
That is a good concept, though. I do like that, where you do have the true, like, go, like, reseed it and then have a 1-8, 2-7,
Yeah.
3-6, 4-5. I think that would be a lot better.
I mean, you should get rewarded for being the highest seed to make it there.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. It's definitely been talked about before, but
Who was the high? Was Arkansas was the highest seed, right?
So Arkansas would have been paired up with Murray State in the first game,
Yeah.
which they played them. Saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
My only argument to Lucas, and I don't even know what my stance on it either, but does that, like the Murray States, who as a 4 seed you win a regional, then you go win a super, and now your reward for doing all that is getting the number one, the highest ranked team left. So are you punishing those teams, even they've already had to go through a gauntlet to get there? Now are they getting punished for being the worst team? Or is it just, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles?
But what if it's on the other end of the spectrum, where on one side of the bracket all national seeds are on one side, and then all 4 seeds are on the other side,
Yeah.
and then now you have a championship game where you're having a 4 seed play.
Yeah.
All these teams that throughout the course of the season had hard schedules, won their games, did everything they needed to do, and they have to go beat each other up in their side of the bracket.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
know?
true.
That's the argument for reseeding, at least.
Yeah. It's a good concept.
Because, no offense to all the teams that Coastal played, but that side of the bracket, Oregon State, pretty decent team this year. Louisville's okay, but I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't like the other side.
No.
Or
Where you got UCLA and Arkansas.
yeah.
Murray State just got thrown in the gauntlet.
Yeah, and they were probably shaking their head. They were probably hoping for the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
We'll take a reseeding on this.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. If you're reseeded like that, you might have some smaller teams on that side of the bracket too. Murray State might have been able to win a game,
Right.
instead of going 2 and out. But yeah, it was a fun season.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Some really good games, really good talent.
SEC's still definitely overrated in baseball.
6 straight national championships for the SEC.
I don't remember the season being that fun, but sure.
I mean, obviously, some of the SEC teams lost, but again, as I was mentioning, those teams, they see all this high-level arms all year, and then I think it helps out whenever you go on these tournament runs like LSU and Arkansas did. They were able to match up with those pitchers better than Murray State did,
Yeah.
And obviously in baseball, anything can happen. It's pretty crazy when Murray State makes a run like that, but
It's a good story.
yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they get a few stands put into their stadium, so they
Add
can
a couple
break
sections.
the 1,000
Yeah.
mark.
Or
Seating.
at least get someone to cut the grass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
hire somebody. Let's get a guy.
All right, Coach, we can either give you a raise or we can get you a mower. Which one do you want?
Put it into an NIL deal, man. Get some kids on the roster with an NIL deal. They could play baseball and mow and make some
Start
money.
playing with them on NCAA.
Yeah.
Like into the NIL money.
God. Is Murray State even on the game?
I don't know. They're probably FCS.
Yeah.
I think they are.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've seen their name go across the bottom of the.
Yeah, on the second weekend in November for the SEC
And
against
then
the
playing an
SEC
SEC school.
in Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And A&M does it too, so.
No, they all do it. But yeah, so good season college baseball. LSU Tigers. Dude, it's kind of cool that they let Mike the Tiger come in too. I thought. Didn't they let Mike the Tiger be on site?
Nah, not the real one.
For real?
Some guy just brought a float, drove a Mardi Gras float all the way from Louisiana up there, and they were just going around town the whole time playing like a little boozy. It was awesome, dude. And also, if you haven't yet, I know Will and I have talked about it before too. T-Bob Hebert is now part of Barstool. That dude was there today, absolutely belligerent drunk the entire time.
Oh
And
my
they just
gosh, dude.
had videos and God, that guy's unbelievably crazy. But
Did
yeah.
he post one after the game?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh, Barstool sent him there for the content to get content. So.
yeah. Raising Cane's was a big sponsor of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we end on college baseball, some of the statistics like LSU's run right now. So LSU made their first College World Series appearance in 1986. That was 40 years ago. LSU's been to Omaha 20 years in that 40-year span.
Wow.
So they're half of the time they're in Omaha, which is unreal.
That's impressive.
And then once they make the finals, they're 8-9. They've lost one final
Wow.
in their history. Yeah,
So 8-1.
8-1.
Yeah. They've won
They're
8 out of 9.
8 out of 9. Yeah, that's
8-4-9.
yes.
Eight-
8 for 9.
eight for nine.
8 for 9 is what I was supposed to say. Yeah, no, it's a pretty crazy run. Hopefully,
What I saw too, I didn't
Go back to
realize
that.
they said that this was the first undefeated run since 2013
Yeah.
too, which is
In
crazy.
Omaha?
No, like
Straight.
they didn't lose at all.
Yeah, they did.
They lost to Little Rock.
Oh, so maybe it was.
It was in Omaha.
then. Okay,
Just a
yeah,
straight.
Yeah.
I forgot they lost to Little Rock in that one.
Yeah.
They almost lost again. Dude, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They were down 6-1 to Little Rock in their own regional.
Yeah, dude.
And they ended up winning the national championship.
That's what I'm talking about. It's there's definitely, obviously we could talk about the Arkansas game. There's luck involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, but you make your own. You make your own breaks, right? Like you have to put the ball in play for things to happen.
You have to have a Golden Spikes winner not turn 2 on a tailor-made double play.
Absolutely. But did you watch the whole game, Brian? The LSU Arkansas game?
No, I watched like bits and pieces. I
Yeah.
didn't see it like begin to end.
Because there were multiple plays too. Like LSU had runners on first and third, and 2 outs, and Jake Brown, the fastest guy on the team, is at first base, and he gets himself in a purposeful rundown
Yeah.
to try to score the run at third, and he slips, and a second and a half later, the run crosses the plate after the tag. If he doesn't slip, that's another run for LSU.
Yeah.
And they reviewed it, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, there's always things back and
And
forth where
LSU's first baseman Jared Jones literally just dropped a double play ball to end the inning where they scored 2 runs off of that play.
Yeah.
You know, it's just things happen. Like there's breaks, and with it being in the 9th inning for Arkansas, obviously it gets magnified, and that's what everybody talks about.
Yeah, but
And the history of Arkansas just
that doesn't
just
help.
choking.
That doesn't help.
yeah,
for
you
sure.
forget about the whole lead up to it though.
Absolutely, and there's a game of inches in baseball. It's crazy. Like same thing last night on the 1-0 game. Steven Milam hit a ball off the yellow pad.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a foot up. That's a homer.
Yeah.
And a 2-0 lead seems insurmountable with Cade Anderson on the mound.
Especially the way
1-0.
pitching.
1-0 was insurmountable, but
Yeah.
it's just part of the game.
That's baseball.
That's right. That's why we love it, dude. It's such a great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, that's why, it's kind of, for like an international perspective, it's like soccer. It's the same way.
Yeah.
It's like it's one little thing that can change the entire outcome.
For sure.
So, yeah,
great.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Staying on baseball, though, we were talking about right before the pod, dude. We're going to have to stop talking about the Rockies.
We're done.
Rockies are on absolute tear, having 9 wins in the month of June, up to a record of 18-60.
Which, for the record, is still not a good record.
Yeah.
But
It's bad.
but for where they were headed, this is the biggest heater we could have ever seen coming.
Yeah, dude, they're rolling. They're
5-5 in their last 10.
Shoot, they're playing better than the Yankees right now.
Playing better than a lot of teams probably.
That
In the
guy's-
month of June.
That guy's gonna lose his lawsuit now.
Yeah.
They're putting out a better product.
That's
yeah.
right.
So they are currently 7 games behind the White Sox for the worst record in the league right now. So the Pirates aren't too far ahead of that, so you never know. Might
Oh,
go-
they're still. They're gonna hit a lull.
They're also beating up on other teams that are not very good.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Like they beat the Nationals, they swept the Marlins. Like they're not going into Yankee Stadium and winning 3 out of 4 or something like that. That's not happening.
That'd be awesome.
It would be hilarious, but
And their run differential is still minus 202, so they're still in quite a hole. The next lowest is the A's, actually, minus 127.
Yeah.
if you get rid of the month of April, they might be as bad as the Rockies.
Yeah.
Because they were pretty good in April. They've been abysmal since.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mauricio Dubon's a power hitter in that AAA park.
Dude, for real.
I think he had 3 homers there.
I think he did, dude. He was raking.
He also hit 2 today. Or today or yesterday. Yeah, today. He hit 2 today.
He did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see. Did we win today?
8-7.
He did, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Dude, that, I will say, and I don't know if we talked about it on here or not, but, dude, like, the amount of innings that Josh Hader's been pitching,
Not
like,
good.
it just, I don't know how he can sustain that, because, I think last year, didn't he throw, like, a record number of innings already?
For
And
him, yeah.
For him, and then now it seems like he's on track, at least from what it seems like, he's on track to break that this year. I mean, he just, seems like almost every night, him and Abreu are out there pitching.
That's what happens when you play all your games and run one-run games.
Yeah.
I feel like the Astros never just blow anybody out.
No, it's all close.
Or they get blown out.
Yeah. One of the two.
Like we won 3-2 and 8-7,
Yeah.
and we lost 9-1
Yeah.
in this series.
About right.
we had a negative, what is that? 7-run differential in the
You
series.
took 2 out of
And
3.
took 2 out of 3.
Unbelievable.
That's how you do it.
6, -6, but still, yeah. But yeah, I'm with you, Brian. I'm getting worried. He pitched Friday. He pitched today, and he's given up some runs in his recent. I mean, he's going to give up some runs, but he's been so dominant.
Yeah.
What the bullpen's kept us alive. Like up and down, we have 3 guys sub 2
Yeah.
in the
It's-
bullpen.
Him, Abreu, and is it Ord?
Let me see. It's
Nah, they're not like Ord.
pitching was.
Isn't Dubin under? Is it Dubin? How do you say it?
Sean
Yeah,
Dubin.
Sean
I think he's under 2 as well. He doesn't pitch as many innings as the other guys do, but yeah, the bullpen's been great.
Yeah, Okert's at a 2.6. Hader and Bray are both 1.83. Dubin's at a 1.33. Sousa's at a 1.63. So, I mean, I saw one stat where like all major pitching categories, the Astros are first in every single category, which is just unbelievable considering the amount of injuries that they've gone through. I mean, I know we talk about the Dodgers having 14 pitchers on their IL, but the Astros, I mean, just the amount of rotating injuries that have been going on, it's been
just
unbelievable.
Like pulling up starters that I've never heard of ever, and
And they just
they're
go
going
shove.
out. They're going out there 6 innings, 2 earned runs. I'm like, dude, I'll take that all day
All
from these
day,
guys.
dude.
That, oh yeah, I mean, again, I didn't know they existed until they're out here making, a start every 6th day. So
Just to win 3-2.
just went 3-2. Just went 3-2.
Hey, it's better than what they were doing to Framber, dude, losing 2-0.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
We should have some reinforcements on the way, though.
Yeah.
Eric Getty's got to be getting close.
well, they just transitioned to the 60-day IL recently.
Yeah, but I read that wasn't going to change his
Yeah.
return
Okay,
date.
that's
That was
good.
just a formality of
Well, and especially since you can do it retroactive or
Yeah.
whatever. So that's okay. That's what I was wondering.
What color's foot?
death, taxes, and a Lance McCullers injury, man.
Just
You can
inevitable.
You
dude.
can count on
What
him.
did you like? Drop a dumbbell on it?
I don't know. He's probably just walking. Like,
Probably got another threat, so he had to. He didn't want to take the risk of going out there and pitching for fear of threats, so he just happened to get an
Yeah,
injury.
God.
But
dude, just imagine. I mean, like after all that, and then after the All-Star break, you can have Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, Eric Getty.
Lance McCullers.
Hopefully.
no, we won't see him again until 28.
Maybe.
Hopefully Jordan is back by that point. Like, just
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a boost to the lineup and just the pitching staff. I mean,
Yeah.
even if those guys only come in and they're only giving us 5 and we only throw them once every 7th day because apparently we have other guys they can fill, so
Yeah.
they don't have to come back and be what they were before the injuries right away. I mean, it'd be great if they did, but
Yeah.
I think they did say that they're if they're not already doing it, they were going to transition to a 6-man rotation to try and help give their pitchers a little bit of rest and just help some sustainability. Because apparently the medical staff's not helping out very much right now. So
no, something's going on there.
speaking of take a hike, dude, freaking the medical staff for the Astros right now, it's just
Brutal.
I don't understand it, but especially being in like such a big market professional team, like you would think you would be able to get whoever you want, and just being in Houston, that's such a medical hub. Like you would think you could get the best of the best, but man, I don't know.
You'd say the same, if not more, though, for LA.
Well, that's true.
They're on year 4 of this, where
Yeah.
seemingly every year they come in with this daunting team, and by week 2, half of them aren't even playing anymore.
Yeah, it's absolutely been crazy. Kershaw, did he look like young Kershaw a couple starts ago though?
He did. Did you see him talk about someone who wanted to fight? Did you see him trying to come out of the dugout when they hit Shohei? Kershaw was ready, dude. The Dodgers Padres series had multiple benches clearing, and
Really?
Tatis and Ohtani got hit. Both got hit in back-to-back games.
Mm.
And Ohtani put his hand up to tell him, no, don't come out, stay in. But he got hit. The first man off the bench, one leg out of the dugout, was 54-year-old Clayton Kershaw.
Just got nothing to lose at that age.
Yeah,
man.
he was ready. He was ready to brawl. But
He's just one dude. Like, I wish he didn't pitch for the Dodgers
Yeah.
because I would love to root for that guy.
Yeah.
Like, because he's always just been a class act his entire career, and just he plays for the Dodgers. So
Yeah.
in that case, you can't run.
Mm-mm.
But so yeah, that's baseball. Another championship. The Florida Panthers
Yeah.
ended up running away in Game 6 from the Oilers, extending the streak for the country of Canada for non-championship years in the NHL. So just absolutely dominated.
They're just
yeah,
good.
they're just. Which didn't they go to 7 against somebody?
Uh,
It was a second round against Carolina, right?
no.
No, not Carolina. Who'd they
It wasn't
play?
against Carolina.
It was the round before.
I thought someone took them 7, but
Who
maybe
was it?
maybe I'm.
No,
thinking
they
about
did
the
go
wrong-
7 for sure.
Did they?
Yeah, it was.
So that's what I read. Is like, does that say more about that team than I mean,
What-
Edmonton's
was it-
good.
was it-
But
Toronto?
Who'd they play in the second round?
that sounds right.
Was it the Leafs?
The Leafs definitely went to a Game 7, so I don't know if it was.
It was the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember.
Yeah, so they actually won in Toronto in Game 7,
Yeah.
6-1.
But just dominated it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
just-
yeah, it was. All right. The city of Florida has kind of dominated just hockey.
yeah. With the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay
Yeah.
went to 3 straight, won 2 of them.
Yeah.
Now Carolina's gone. Or Carolina, the Panthers have gone to
Back
3 straight and won 2 of them.
Back, yeah.
So, everybody would assume that the state of Florida would be the hockey capital of the world.
Obviously.
But man, the last 6 years at least, they've been on a heater down there.
Did you see that they were chanting? Who's that player they got from Boston this year?
Brad Marchand.
Yeah, they were like, "Thanks for Marchand."
Yeah.
There.
Which is crazy. Because he was very pivotal in the
Yeah.
series. And then Sam Bennett just went off
Yeah.
in Game 6. I think he had 4 goals.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he's they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They're probably going to run it back again next year. To be honest, they're that good.
We'll see if it's against the Oilers again or not. But
I mean, it might be. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are unbelievable hockey players. So
yeah, you just run into a wall.
it sucks.
They're gonna be the Buffalo Bills of the NHL, dude. Just keep showing up and keep losing.
Yeah. Be cool if Dallas got McDavid.
It would be nice.
Fire their coach though.
Yeah.
So
They're about to be on the downslope for a little
Yeah.
bit, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But no, hockey was great too. Yeah, it was a good. It's a fun season. Again, sometimes you want to see somebody new win, but as long as they're not Canadian, I'm good with it.
it's just nice, yeah. Like we're beating Canada in our 4th sport. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you got baseball, basketball, football, and then hockey's there. I mean, you got plenty of fans, but it's not obviously not near the favorite. It's like, we still run it. It's kind of like when we beat Mexico in soccer, dude. Like, it's just fun.
It's awesome.
Like,
So yeah, that's what I think it's gonna be. If we can beat Canada, actually beat Canada, like Team USA beat Canada in like the Olympics, that'll be way better.
but even in that 4 nations, I was hoping we would win it there, and just
Yeah,
to say, like,
because
man,
like that to me is actually beating Canada. Yeah, I know a Canadian team hasn't won hockey, but it's not like every Canadian team is just all Canadian players.
Yeah.
Like it's obviously it's a league where you draft and everything from
Yeah.
all over the place. But it's still, I like to say it, but man, if we could win the Olympics and knocking out Canada would just be awesome.
Yeah.
another miracle on ice, dude.
See, but I don't even think it'd be a miracle this time because
Yeah.
like we're actually good.
Oh, I know. They're catching up for sure. But yeah, man. And then obviously the last championship going on right now is actually Game 7, Indiana, and the Thunder currently playing in Oklahoma City for Game 7. Talked about it earlier in the Hugs and Hikes.
God,
but,
jeez, dude, they just showed Halliburton's Achilles.
yeah, you just see the pop. Just
Oh God,
Tyrese Halliburton going out, and it's just, man, you just hate to see it.
I can't believe they showed that. Oh, that's just
They kept it close for a while.
Yeah, this is kind of turning into
What you said it was going to turn into.
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
I did say that, but it's kind of the same thing as the Panthers series. Obviously, this one went 7, but man, like the better team is just it's coming out. But yeah, I did early in the week. I told the guys that I can see Indy winning Game 6 and then OKC just winning Game 7 by 25, and we're kind of possibly on our way to that. But
And it looked like OKC was completely fine with that, with the way they played in Game 6.
yeah, I mean I'm not saying OKC punted, but they didn't try to make some crazy run at the end of the game to pull off some miracle win. They were pretty okay with saying, okay, they got us tonight. Let's save some legs and rest, and let's send this thing back home for Game 7. And I mean, Halliburton was already banged up, but Indiana's a team that doesn't need a superstar, but it's emotionally that's tough to lose like your guy the start of the game on the road. And to your point, Brian, for 2.5 quarters, I mean they had the lead at halftime. For 2.5 quarters they were in it, but OKC's just too deep. And they, looking like the team everybody said they were. Which
We thought they were.
yeah, but I don't know. I also have. I don't know if OKC really is that like you look at all the metrics and all of the stats and stuff and the highest point differential and all these things that the nerds and the analytics people are gushing over about this team, but like they don't play like a pretty brand of basketball.
Well,
And like Shea's, here I go. Shea's not even all that good.
Yeah.
Like there was a play earlier in this game. He gets foul calls. He shoots 18 free throws a game, and he spun in the lane and he fell into the guy because the guy tried to pull the chair, and he spun and like was falling into him. It was Andrew Nimhard, and Nimhard's walking away. Shea falls into him and gets a foul call.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a foul. Like and other than that, it's drive the lane and get fouls, or it's dribble up top and kind of just shoot a 3 or shoot a mid range. Like it's kind of like James Harden was with the Rockets.
I was gonna say,
It's
peak James Harden. Yeah.
They remind me a lot of that team. Like you just shoot threes but you don't really swing the like. Indiana plays a much prettier version of basketball, and they keep acting like the gap between Indy and OKC in this series was they're such an inferior team, and OKC is supposed to be one of these best of all time. They've gotten taken to 7 twice.
Yeah.
By 2 teams that are believed to be super inferior, but they're going to end up with a title, so everything I'm saying is probably a null point. But
Well, I was thinking about that too, actually, because you think about all the dynasties that have come through. I mean, I wouldn't even compare this team to like the best that Golden State was.
no, not even close.
I mean, because Golden State, like everything. I mean, the way the game flowed. I mean, they were just dominant, and I mean, the Thunder are good. Don't get me wrong, like what you've been saying, but I mean, I also don't see them as just one of these dominant dynasties that's come through the league in the past. So
no, and like you go back to the Warriors, the best team of that Warriors dynasty, the 73-9 team, is the only one that doesn't win a championship.
yeah,
The other years is when they win them. So it's like, but yeah, I don't know. OKC is setting up to maybe try to start a dynasty here. This is going to be their first title. Great young core.
it's great for the NBA.
It is, but
Putting a title in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
But there's a title or a dynasty stopper coming
there's a
to Houston.
dynasty stopper
That's right, dude.
possibly coming to
Houston.
Houston.
Kevin Durant was on his way.
Got to
Kevin
stop
Durant.
his old team.
Kevin Durant is a Rocket, and man, I was reading stuff all day about it. About most people kind of agree it was a win-win. Like it's a win for the Rockets. It was a win for the Suns to get back what they got. I think for the trade itself, it's a steal.
Oh yeah.
I really do. I mean,
For Houston.
for Houston.
Yes.
Jalen Green, in 5 years, maybe Jalen Green figures out how to score consistently, and I have a different tune. But he's 4 years in the league now, and he's so inconsistent. He can pop off 40 on you, no problem. He can also pop off 6 on 2 of 19 shooting the next night.
How long did it take for SGA to get going in the league?
This is only, his third or fourth year?
No, he's been here a while. To be a superstar, it's taken him a while, but he never had the scoring inconsistencies like that.
Okay.
That's the problem that worries me.
Yeah.
Is that, in the series we lose to the Warriors, I kept saying it, Jalen Green has to score. If we're going to win this series, Jalen Green has to score. Jalen Green, he scores 36 in one of the games. He averaged 12 the rest of the series.
Yeah.
In one game, he scored single digits. That you can't have that from your superstar scorer.
But he's still shooting 25 times a game.
Yes. That's what, and, I didn't think he'd be part of this trade because I thought the Rockets were kind of married to him. We gave him the rookie extension. Of what they gave up, I would much rather do this. So we have another Jalen Green on the team. We have Cam Whitmore, who's 21. He's essentially Jalen Green.
Yeah.
He's very inconsistent, but he can pop off a 30-point night out of nowhere, and he was doing that on limited minutes.
Yeah.
And then, the biggest thing in the trade is Dylan Brooks, who's just a really good defender and shot the ball well this year. But, we essentially gave up 2 starters to get 1 back.
Yeah.
He's 37. It's gonna be a limited marriage. We know that. You're hoping for 3 good years out of this. What will turn my optimism on the trade is what we do about the extension. Do we give him a full max extension and handcuff ourselves financially? Because Amin Thompson's going to be coming up for an extension soon. We got to keep him. He's a perennial defensive player of the year guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sengun, we've already given the extension. You got Tari Eason, who's going to be a lot more important now with losing Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
So, losing Brooks is tough for defense, but I'm not that worried. We have a lot of depth, and we're very good defensively. I said we had to get shooting. You got the best pure scorer probably in the NBA.
Yeah.
Even at 37, KD's. Your biggest worry is he going to play 60 games next year? But in whatever he gives you, he's going to average over 25 points.
Yeah.
That's teams are going to double team him though because the Rockets don't have a lot of other shooting and scoring ability. But this frees up minutes for Reed Shepherd. This frees up minutes for Cam Whitmore. Frees up minutes for Easton. You have Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith to play great defense. Reed Shepherd's, he's not a great defensive point guard. He is Fred VanVleet, but they're okay. I actually do. I do like the trade. This is way less, and to only give up 1 first-round pick.
And that's this year, which is
in a weak draft.
It's not a deep draft.
Yeah.
And then the second rounds are just lotteries.
You draft a foreigner and hope they turn into Nikola Jokic.
Exactly.
That's literally what
take a flyer on a random dude.
Yeah. Go draft the Bronny James of the world.
Yeah. It's literally not giving up anything.
No. So 5 second-round picks, couldn't really care less.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I wonder, dude, the Suns is going to be interesting, dude. So they got Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Jalen Green, who all love to shoot the ball, all playing right next to each other.
I'll make that even more interesting. The Suns' top 5 highest-paid players are all shooting guards.
I saw a joke tweet where it talked about that. It was like the Suns are breaking the mold of positions, and they're just they're gonna get all the same position and just move them around.
5 shooting guards, and now they might try to trade Grayson Allen, or maybe they flip Jalen Green. I don't think so, but yeah, gotta be tough. And they don't have money.
No,
They had the highest paid roster in NBA history last year. And you got rid of Kevin Durant's contract to bring on Jalen Green, who just signed a rookie extension. So
Yeah.
I think it was $130 million over 3 years, or 4 years. But it was money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I don't know what Phoenix is going to do, but getting back a 23-year-old player who has the ability, if you can figure out to get his scoring consistent, he has all the tools to be star. I won't
Yeah.
say superstar, but he has the tools to be a star.
Yeah.
Perennial all-star every year. So, from what they were wanting back, like what Memphis gave up, or what Orlando gave up to get Desmond Bain. That just wasn't happening for not at Durant's age and his injury history.
That was gonna be my next biggest thing is his injury history.
Yeah,
But
but
you just gotta hope he stays healthy.
yeah, you just want him around for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The team's good enough with everybody else to get to the playoffs, but you have KD healthy, that would be awesome. And just to have a shooter, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, that more foul baiting by Shea, but yeah, originally I think I probably said a few months ago, like I didn't like the idea of us trading for Durant. I didn't like the idea of putting all of our chips in the middle for that. I don't think we did that at all.
No.
Like really at all.
You
So.
still kept your main core together, which
Absolutely.
was the most important thing.
And in my opinion, we gave up the worst of our young core. I'm not a Jalen Green fan.
Yeah.
I'm just not. You've had 4 years. You have not figured it out. I don't know if you're going to figure it out. Let's part ways and capitalize on this group before everybody has to get paid. You throw in, like I said, the best pure scorer in basketball. I think it's a heck of a time to do it.
That was one thing I did say though. It's going to be very divided among Rockets fans because there are a lot of Rockets fans that absolutely love Jalen Green. So, I mean, I think there's going to be people that are going to be pretty upset about him leaving and then bringing in 37-year-old Kevin Durant. But
Again, I want to see what extension we sign to him because we still need to re-sign Van Vliet to an extension.
yeah,
So, you want to avoid those luxury tax aprons, and yeah, you do it once, but then you get into repeat offenders, and that gets a little hairy. So, we pretty much because we just signed Steven Adams to an extension as well. But I think we're locking up the core. We locked up our coach to a long extension for a lot of money.
yeah.
Which I loved. I love Ime Udoka. He was good in Boston. He's going to be good in Houston. I think that's going to be a marriage for a long time. So, yeah, I'm excited. I really am excited about it.
Hey, Udoka, I actually thought that was one of their biggest things of the offseason was getting him extended, making him one of the top paid coaches out there. So,
Yeah, I mean, we were a 50 to 60 loss team under Steven Silas, who God bless him for putting up with it. But we weren't coming out, and Udoka's taken that and really ran with it. Nobody thought we'd be number 2 in the West this year.
no.
The first round exit wasn't really surprising, but yeah, I think we already have the second best odds to win the title next year after the OKC, after the Thunder.
That's freaking crazy though. I think they moved up to like plus
To win the
850 or
West, I'm
something.
sorry,
Yeah.
it was the West, but
They gave him plus 850, so I guess it's 8-1 odds to win the championship next year. So
yeah.
I think it was like 18-1 before they signed Durant. So
Might have to be a Rockets fan now.
It's gonna be fun as long as KD doesn't get hurt in Game 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun.
definitely don't be a Pelicans fan right now, dude.
Yeah.
Start times.
Still got Zion, don't worry.
AD coming back?
Also hurt.
I know.
Yeah, speaking of injuries,
Chris Paul?
yeah, just
Fun reunion?
just run it back, dude.
I think he is a free agent. I don't know when you'll be able to check him out of the old folks' home though. How much leeway he gets from the retirement home.
Man, the way the GMs work in New Orleans, he'll be on the top of that list, man.
And he'll get paid too.
Yeah. He'll share a condo with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
They'll split it.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting paid,
It'll be handicap accessible.
oh,
Oh,
speaking
man.
of getting paid, the Los Angeles Lakers are the most expensive franchise in sports history.
Not surprising.
$10 billion, dude.
Who bought it?
It was
Mark
it
Walter,
was Mark Walter. So
owner of the Dodgers,
he owns the Dodgers.
the Sparks.
He owns the Sparks. He owns
So he's losing money there.
he owns the
So that's going in the red.
Yeah.
He owns
So let's take it back.
he owns the Commanders.
No.
That's not the same guy? I
No.
thought it was.
No, that's the Harris Group.
Harris. Okay.
This guy owns some Formula One stuff.
Yeah.
He owns the Women's Professional Hockey League, so he's also taking a hit there.
Yep.
Jeez, didn't even know that existed.
God. He's a philanthropist.
Yeah. But
He has a minority stake in Chelsea.
Mm.
Yeah. Along with Andretti Global, which operates the Cadillac Formula One team.
one thing he's not afraid to do is spend money. So if you're somebody that doesn't like the Lakers just because they're the Lakers, get used to it because
Yeah.
they're not going to be worried about financial stuff with him. He's going to spend the money.
Yeah.
But the Lakers were only valued, I think, on the last Forbes list at 7.1, so got 10 out of it.
It's called profit right there.
Yeah. And they spent, what, 68 million?
Yes. 65 million.
65
something
million?
like that, yeah.
The Bus family.
Well, and what was weird, too, is that she's going to remain the governor, though.
So Mark Walter is that kind of guy. He's
Yeah.
that owner that he's not the Jerry Jones owner that wants to
Yeah.
be in the spotlight. He's a buy it and let basketball people run this. Like, this
Yeah.
is purely an investment.
And I'll make money.
Yeah. Crazy though that the Celtics and the Lakers, the two most storied franchises in basketball, are both sold in the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes you wonder, like, what would you think the Cowboys would be valued at?
The Cowboys are valued at
The Cowboys
12?
are, it's over 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like, they're the most valuable franchise in the world.
Yeah.
no, they could
Right.
sell it for 15.
And that's what he said. He said 4 or 5 years ago, he said he wouldn't sell it for less than 10.
Who?
So now, Jerry Jones. He said, hypothetically, if I did sell it, I wouldn't sell it for less than 10. And that was like 4 years ago. So now he'd probably say
When
15.
other teams are being sold for 2 and 3,
Yeah.
not these 5s and 6s.
Well, dude,
and
that's
now 10.
what year was it? The Clippers were sold for what, 2.3
Two.
billion or something,
Mm-hmm.
and now here we are, and the Lakers are selling for 5 times that.
Fertitta bought the Rockets for 2,
That's
and that was
unbelievable.
considered a little bit of a stretch when he did it.
Yeah, like, well, dude, was it the Bucks? They sold for 800 million or something. It was, I don't remember how many years ago it was. So,
I mean, even like the Commanders, like being sold for 6.
yeah,
It's not like you're buying a hell of a brand there, and it still cost them $6 billion to buy it.
it
But
was when it was the Redskins.
yeah,
Elon's gonna come in and buy the Cowboys. Oh, Elon Musk.
God, dude, he'd probably do exactly what Jerry does too.
Oh, absolutely.
He'd be the
but
guy.
that's kind of where we're headed. Like you don't have family owned entities anymore being able to fund it. Like it has to be these people that are just have a lot of money, or they have to invest in the real estate part of it and make it a whole thing to profit. And there was stuff like the buses were kind of struggling. Like obviously they had money. Money wasn't a problem, but to keep up
Yeah.
with these other, like the guys that own the Warriors paying luxury tax every year, they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they have the money, and they have other ways of making money besides just owning the franchise.
fund it,
Like the
yeah.
buses just own the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like that was their money.
They
so
have nothing else to fund it.
correct. Like you're kind of getting away from your, I won't say mom and pop owners, but kind of mom and pop owners. Where
Yeah, it's like the not Waltons, Kroenkes, who owns like the L.A. Rams. Like his wife is like the daughter of Sam Walton, the Walmart dude.
Yeah,
So like she's doing all right.
Yeah.
Like Walmarts are probably doing good.
Yeah,
like the Ford family.
Yeah, exactly.
the
They have money
lines,
coming in
yeah.
other places, so they're investing their money into the team to be able to afford everything. And sure, I'm sure those franchises are making them money on top of it, but it's not enough to afford the players that you want to win.
Yeah.
because you can't just go pay these extra taxes and just write them
No.
off and not worry about it.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
But that it must be really nice. You get to keep your job, still be the Lakers brand, and just collect a nice little $10 million payday. $10 billion payday, excuse me.
$10 billion. Unbelievable. Dude, speaking of, we can stay on football for a minute. Did y'all see Antonio Brown?
I did not.
I didn't
Oh,
get
I
to read
did.
it.
I
I didn't get
did.
to read it.
I did
So,
see this. I'm
Antonio
sorry.
Brown was involved in like this shooting in Miami where he claimed he was the victim.
Yes. After a fight or something. After a boxing
fight.
match.
So he has apparently left the country. And so this is his exact tweet. He said, I'm out the country. Ain't no more child support. Tell your mama get a job.
His Twitter, man.
So he is apparently taken off, and they said the warrant does not like follow you like out of the country. So,
I wonder where he's at.
dude, I don't even know, dude. And you like a guy like that, like you're not gonna blend in.
He's not in Iran.
No. Dude, he might go like Dennis Rodman and go to North Korea, dude, and go hang out with Kim Jong Un.
God, dude, that's Antonio Brown is unhinged, dude. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it,
Dude,
man.
he was literally on Rogan's podcast like a month ago.
I know.
Like,
I love it, man.
that is gonna be sad though, because you know he's not gonna be tweeting anymore.
Why not?
I mean, I guess he could.
He could, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they can't go chase him down out of the country, but
God, that's
that's
awesome.
funny, dude.
He said, "I'm out.
Tell your
Said-
mama get a job.
I'm out." God, that's great. That's so
Probably hang
good.
out in Argentina or something.
Yeah,
down in South
Brazil,
America. Yeah.
Go party up in Sao Paulo, man. It's awesome.
We're gonna get some random headline like 30 years that he was dead somewhere. Like,
Yeah. Oh, jeez. But a little college football too.
yeah, dude.
So
what's going on with the
I don't
new
know.
playoff?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
That's the deal. Like
There's nothing.
they had the meetings and they're essentially going back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Like
There's
they came out
yeah.
with nothing. They're
There's nothing.
literally starting over from scratch
I don't
with
know.
new ideas. Like that's
Yeah.
what they're like because they can't agree
I haven't
on
seen
something that
anything.
seems. I think all three of us agree seems pretty obvious. Like what they should
16.
do.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the whole. I mean, I do understand the holdup's money and SEC and Big Ten want to control the entire sport.
That's right.
That's
exactly
what
right.
the holdup is. But I didn't think it was going to be this hard to come to an agreement. I really didn't.
Yeah. And they got to figure it out relatively quick.
Yeah, I mean, we have one more iteration of the current format, and the other one they gave themselves a 2-year cushion to figure it out,
Yeah.
and they all got together. It's mind-boggling to me that they're leaving that saying we're going back to the drawing board.
So as of now, like they're keeping like the current changed format though.
Well, like that's only
Up until
the 2027, I guess.
yeah.
But that's like, but didn't they change? But they did change though, where it's just straight seeding now, right?
Yes.
They
Like,
did
so you
modify
have the
that.
5 automatic qualifiers, but it's straight seeding.
It's straight seeding.
But for
yes.
the 2028 NCAA football championship playoff, we have no idea what they're doing. Like they could always just run it back and do it again, you know, if they had to extend another year. But I mean, this is getting crazy to not be able to come to an agreement. We know it's going to 16. Like it was going
for
there
sure.
from the beginning, but
It should have went there from the start.
that's
but
yeah we knew
that was just such a big jump from 4. I think they didn't want to do that right
Yes,
away.
But we know it's going to 16. But they're not even saying like what else is the holdup. We're assuming it's SEC Big Ten.
Absolutely.
But like,
Well,
is there
so-
more? Like, are we going to eliminate conference championships if we're going to have automatic bids and all this stuff like that? So
So just
because
a little-
at some point you keep adding weeks, you can't keep playing that many more games. Like you're gonna have
Yeah,
to take something
yeah.
away.
The little I'm reading here, it's that they wanted to push for a 9-game, like there's people pushing for SEC to play a 9-game schedule,
Which I agree with.
I agree with,
but
but
the
the coaches
SEC
do
officials want to keep 8, and so that's been a holdup. And then they said the Big Ten
not.
pushed
Is it
for
the officials or is it the coaches?
The AD, yeah, the ADs don't want it, and coaches,
The
the
coaches-
schools don't want it.
yeah.
I thought there was some back and forth. I thought the ADs and all that did, but the coaches don't.
Oh, maybe.
Because again, 9 SEC games is more revenue.
Yeah, true.
But the coaches don't want to have to play a 9th SEC game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't say like who it's contingent on. It says the SEC believes the scheduling philosophy
Yeah.
is contingent on the playoff format and the selection process.
I think the ADs and the coaches don't. The school officials in that do
For money.
for money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but the Big Ten's pushing for the 16-team format with 4 automatic qualifiers for Big Ten and SEC.
It's 8. It's
and
half
so
the
that'd be
field.
half the field would be Big Ten, SEC.
Then they want to give 2 It's 2-2 to the Big 12 and the ACC.
Yeah.
So that's 12. If the Pac-12 comes back, they're not going to want to be too much little brother to the Big 12 and ACC.
They might get 1 and then 3 at large.
So right now it would just be 4 at large. No, because the group of 5 gets. Will the group of 5 get 1?
So
or just
group of
2?
5, yeah, maybe group of 5 gets 1.
So right,
Pac-12 gets 1, and then
So
it
it's
said
2 at large.
2 at large.
Yeah, it said
Like that's-
momentum right now, so it'd be a 4-4, 2-2, 1-3. So 4 for Big 10, 4 for SEC, 2 for ACC, 2 for Big 12, 1 for the highest ranked group of 6, and then 3 at large.
Yeah.
Which would just be more Big 10 and SEC schools, probably.
Maybe
maybe
not.
not. We had
Maybe
this year,
not.
it wasn't. So
Yeah, maybe not. Because if you're getting 4 on each, the cream of the crop of each division, like I feel like the at-large should not be the Big 10.
But
And
it would
SEC.
if we'd had 16 teams this year, Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina all get in. The next 3 spots are those 3 teams
Yeah,
for your at large.
yeah. But they wouldn't be, though. Because how many Big 10 teams were in?
Oh,
See what I'm saying? Because they automatically get 4. The SEC automatically gets 4.
So this year was
Ohio
Oregon,
State.
Ohio State, Penn State, which is those 3, right?
Yeah.
So
so
it'd be
And
one
so
more Big
one
10
of those
team
would get
in.
out. And then in the SEC, it was what?
Oh,
Georgia.
and Indiana, so there were 4.
Oh, you're right. And then it was Georgia, Texas,
Tennessee
and Tennessee. So then one of those SEC teams would have gotten in.
already, but then 2 of them would have been.
But then now you have to go back and say how many ACC teams are
Yeah,
in.
so it was just Clemson,
So then
just
that bumps.
Arizona State.
SMU.
Oh yeah, so there's
Right.
2 there, but it was just Arizona State was the one.
So that's 1.
So you got to add 1 there. So you got to add an SEC team. You got to add a Big 12 team.
But you still have the at larges, so there would have been 2 more SEC schools on top of the 4. It would have been the 6. Because South Carolina and Ole Miss were the next highest ranked teams.
Yeah. But that's probably what they're having in those meetings.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Right?
there's
Like SEC schools are probably like, I'm sure everybody else is like, well, if y'all get 4 in each, y'all don't get anybody else in. And they're like, well, if they're ranked higher. And
no,
Yeah.
it's
They
gonna
should get
still
an
be
at-large.
yeah. But I
And that's probably what they're thinking is like, if we give you 4 automatic, y'all gonna get 6 or
Yeah.
7.
and then if we go to 16 and you have auto bids, conference championships
should
away.
be gone. Yes,
Go away.
it should be. And then, honestly, what they should do is just go straight to 9 or 10 game conference seasons. There should be no out of conference.
maybe that's what's coming in 28.
no, they won't do that because
They won't.
It's money again. It's more games. But the SEC not playing 9 is I understand what the coaches don't, but it needs to happen.
No, I mean like 10.
I know what
guess
you're
I meant
saying. Just
10
a straight.
10 SEC games.
Then you roll right in the playoff.
I mean, that's what I would do.
But that's 2 less games of money, so they won't do it. But I mean, the Big Ten already plays 9 conference games. There's no reason the SEC shouldn't
Yeah.
do it. I don't think they're going to get as punished for it as maybe the coaches are worried about.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing Murray State and
Hey, dude, they made the College World Series, dude.
Big things coming in football too.
that's right. Are we starting the petition to get Gonzaga out of the Pac-12, dude? Out of the All-State Conference?
God, we should. Well, man, only 61 days, man, till kickoff for college football.
It's coming. It's coming.
That's what, 8 weeks? About 8 weeks.
Yeah. 61
Well.
days. 7.
Next Saturday will be 8 weeks.
About 8.5 weeks, yeah.
We're gonna have to start doing something because I mean, after tonight, basketball's done. College baseball's done.
Can't talk about the Rockies anymore.
Absolutely, we're done.
All we got is baseball going on. Mixing a little golf action every now and then.
Nah,
maybe.
man. I mean, so what we got? We got 6 conferences we got to go over.
Yeah. We have to start doing our
We're
homework.
going to include the Pac-12 or what?
I mean, are they playing? They're not playing in football this year, are they?
What 6 are you doing?
Well, if you,
Pac-12. I'm counting the Pac-12.
and then
ACC,
you do just
SEC.
a group of 5 weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how we do the group of 5. That's right. Well, it's the group of 6 now. The Pac-12's in the group of 6.
Mm.
Oh, so it would still just be
So
5.
it's the Power 4 in the group of 6.
Mm. So it's 6
Yeah.
weeks,
6 weeks of covering stuff.
and then we could do like a playoff run, dude.
Yeah.
Like a playoff
We
show.
did the same thing we did last week
Yeah.
or last year.
I'm in.
It's coming up, dude.
That's right, dude.
Gonna start
I'm
rolling
itching,
in.
dude. I'm itching.
So I guess next week we should be talking about what the NBA draft is coming up.
And MLB draft.
The NBA draft's Wednesday.
Oh yeah, so we're talking about the NBA draft.
It'll be it'll already have happened when we meet again next week.
Wonder who'll be number one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is a little bit of intrigue with that. So, I mean, not for that. Flag's going one. One of the Rutgers kids is going to Harper, and then Ace Bailey, who was projected somewhere between 3 and 6, he hasn't met with teams. Like, he's canceled workouts and is not meeting with teams.
That's a bold strategy.
Like, he canceled his meeting with the Sixers, who have the 3rd pick. Like, he didn't go do a workout and meet with them.
Didn't he see what happened to Shadur when he did that?
Well, that's what people are wondering. Like, is he being told, like, or did a certain team tell him, we don't need to meet with you, we don't need to work out, we're going to draft you, and he's trying to
Get on
tank
that
away
team.
from everybody else? Or is he trying to tank out of all these bad teams in general and fall to, like, the
Get out of the lottery.
get out of the lottery and, like, fall to a team in the mid-teens? Financially, that's a bold strategy.
That's a very bold strategy.
I don't know who his leadership group is telling him to do this, but to cancel your meeting with the Sixers, you have the 3rd overall pick, and you are favored to go between 3 and 6, is a very, very bold strategy.
Yeah.
But that's about the only intrigue with the NBA draft. I mean, the top two are picked, and then 3 through whatever else, you could pick one of 8 guys, 3, and I don't think anybody would really bark at you too much for it. So.
Yeah.
Well, there's always some random European player that like jumps in there somewhere. So
Yeah, there's not as many this year because, well, one of the guys, he went to Illinois. He's from Europe, but he went to Illinois. So, like that, if you want to count that or not count it. But
yeah,
This is a 10-point game.
yeah, expect a 12.
Mm.
It's like, I don't know if the Pacers can do it again.
Not with Hallie.
Well,
Not without Hallie.
I don't know, dude. TJ McConnell has played his absolute rear off in this series. Kind of a forgotten journeyman backup point guard, but the Pacers have kind of had to like hang on TJ McConnell to keep them in these games. Not what I would have thought, but good for TJ. Not going to get a ring, but good for TJ.
Yep.
appreciate him representing us.
Short, not really that athletic looking white individual is carrying his team in the NBA Finals.
And on the other side of him is Alex Caruso rocking the headband.
Yep.
God. That's a look.
Yeah, it is. God, dude.
Just fell out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's about as much of a foul as you could ever commit, so
All right.
That's all I got.
Same.
We'll keep on rolling. As you heard here, there's going to be some college football coming in the near future as we get closer to August 30th. So it's going to be fun. So we appreciate everybody listening. You like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.